Hi, I'm Johnny from freejamtv, and today we've got Peter and Rick talking to us about books.
Hello, welcome to Free Jam TV. I'm Hannu, and we have guest here, Peter Sunde or Rick Falkvinge.
Hi, and thanks for inviting me to the show.
Yeah, today we speak about books and book publishing. And the first question is very what you can think. Do you like to read books?
Depends if the books are good or not.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I have time or not. Yes, but I love reading. Yes.
You love reading?
Yes.
Okay, and Rick?
I read all the time, although I wouldn't just limit it to books. I read whatever is available all the time. Sometimes I bring books with me to bed when I'm and reading for the last 30 minutes before I fall asleep.
Yeah, we had an event in Helsinki about copyright things and how the artists get their money and so on. And what do you think about the future of the book, Kumar?
Well, I think that the book will always be around because it's a great product itself. It doesn't use batteries. You can bring it to the bathtub. It won't kill you if you drop it. So I think the book is great. I think that we're going to have more print on demand because people still like the feeling of the book or of something physical. And I think that we will have more and more text in different forms that we need to read, and it will take a lot of our time. So I think books are one of the things that have the best future ever in the digital media sphere.
I think we need to separate mentally the act of writing from the result necessarily being a book or a newspaper, because there are so many ways to publish right now. Books are certainly one form of reading a text. There are many other ways, but there will always be authors. There will always be successful authors. Like Peter, I think that the book will have a future. We'll certainly see electronic tablets moving in inroad, but there will always be a niche for paper where books where you won't have an electronic substitute.
Books are going onto the net, do you think so?
Like an e-book, you mean?
Yeah, like e-books.
Yeah, there will be e-books, and there are already quite a lot of them. And I think most books will have to be in some sort of digital form in the future. All types of text has to be that. So just because you have to, but I don't think that will compete with the physical book.
Everything written will be available online.
Yeah, and very personal thing. Do you use e-reader right now?
I don't like them really because I think they're still too bad to use. It's not good for your eyes. It still uses a lot of batteries. I think some of them are better, and the new Kindle looks like it's becoming quite good. But it's.
I think that Amazon reader is very sexy machine. It's my opinion.
Yeah, but I there's something I don't like with it. I still like the paper.
Yeah, you like.
Yeah. Pads are getting there, but in this case, I'm not an early adopter. I like reading on my laptop. I like reading on paper. There's an in between that is coming, but I see people using it. I might someday.
Yeah. If the books are going to the internet, how about copyright things? Are they changing somehow?
Well, I think they will have the same issues as every other industry that has their product digitalized. Will have to change. But I think also that the thing that is different between the book industry and the music industry is, even though there's a lot of publishers, most of them are doing it. Most of the good publishers are not doing it for the money. They're doing it for the books itself. Which is a tradition in the book industry, which it's not really in the music industry, where a few companies own all of the distribution, all of the publishing, and all of that. So I'm more hopeful when it comes to the book industry.
Yeah. People, in general, people below 40, 35, 30, this is very much a generational issue, who grew up with the net, have a completely different view on what copyright is, and more importantly, what copyright should be. So I think you'll see significant changes as these people come into the tone-setting part of the political spectrum. I think essentially we're going to see drastic reductions of copyright, and that is not going to change culture in the slightest, since that will just be adapting laws to what reality already is.
Okay, okay. Peter, your brother Mats is he is very famous writer in Sweden or in
Yes, quite famous. Yes.
he is a professional writer, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's released I think 4 books, something like that,
Yeah.
3 or 4 books.
You spoke about earning. Can you explain something about?
Well, like most writers, you don't make a lot of money if you don't make books that are appeal to the broad audience. So in Sweden, you know, you have Stig Larsson was from Sweden, and you have all of the Wallander things.
He is big star in Finland.
Yeah, he's a big star all over the world.
Yeah,
You know, I was in New Zealand some like 2 months ago, and I saw books from Stig Larsson, and I saw the Wallander books, and from Henning Mankell, and all of these different books, only Scandinavian books in all the stores, which is how you make real big money. But if you want to write because you want to write something that is good in a niche or something, you will not make no money at all. But so my brother would make the most amount of money is from grants, different scholarships and grants, and awards, things like that. But
Donations?
I don't think he's ever taken donations at all. He has a very small audience, and they're mostly, I would say, they're mostly into writing themselves. So they would just give him money around in the same circle of people. So I don't think that's gonna be working for them.
And we heard it here today that you are writing book too, also.
Yes, I've been doing it for 2 years or something like that. I wrote the book in a couple of days, and then I hated everything by it, so I'm rewriting the book all the time when I have time to do it.
Yeah. And free for download?
No, it will be very expensive, and I will hope that people will download it without my permission. That's what I really want.
And have you written something?
I'm writing all the time, but if you're talking in terms of writing a book, I'm looking into it. There are certainly things that I want to put in book form, but essentially a book is just a very long blog post,
Okay.
and I'm doing those all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Rick on the net, Rick's blog, and Flutter. You are a man behind the Flutter. Yeah.
Yes.
Very briefly, what is the Flutter?
It's a micro donation or micro money sharing service that allows people to give money just as easy as you get or give information in any type today.
Yeah. If I am a serial writer or publisher, can I use the Flutter for my books or something? What do
You
think
can
right
use-
now or in the future.
You can use Flutter for whatever. It's very content agnostic, so you can use it for whatever type of content there is, as long as there is a way to get the information to us from the user that it's been flattered. But it's very. I think still it's not big enough to be for everyone, and it's not intended to be for everyone. It's intended to be for the end producers or end consumers, and not have middlemen. So I don't think that publishing houses are really going to be interested in it, because they will not be part of the people making the money.
Yeah, yeah. And what do you think about open formats, open media?
I think they're absolutely crucial. There's this tendency today of government to use proprietary formats to publish citizen critical information, which is essentially a hidden tax on the citizenry going directly to a private company. And I don't think that's compatible with any democratic principle. It's absolutely necessary that as we move on, that government starts to publish information in an open format, not just to have it accessible, freely accessible for the citizens, but also so that citizenry can remix, reanalyze, and cross-reference it. I'd like to take one tangible example there, which is when a citizen in Malmö, southern parts of Sweden, did an analysis of how much would the sea level if a sea level rise of X meters, how much would that actually affect the landscape of the city?
Yeah.
And if the local city council of any city in Sweden would have commissioned that to the people doing metering and stuff, that would cost X million. in this case, it was just somebody combining Google Earth with NASA altitude data, and who chewed it out in late night, and it was available to everybody to remix and reuse again. So this everybody building on everybody is a very powerful concept that quickly brings new possibilities.
Do you believe such like Creative Commons systems?
They are certainly a good demonstrator, but it's not a replacement for copyright. As long as anybody has the theoretical right to communicate, to control what ones and zeros I'm sending to you as a reporter or to Peter, then we have a problem. That mechanism has no place in a democratic society. So Creative Commons is a good demonstrator how we don't need copyright.
Yeah. But it's still based on copyright. It's a form of, it is copyright as well. So I'm not totally for it. I think it's better than the other licenses, but it's still a license. So it's still a restriction of my use of information. So, you know, it's less bad. Let's say that.
Yeah, it's less bad. It shows that it's possible to go in the other direction, and having shown that, you could also go further.
Yeah. Okay, and the internet must be free, open, and so on. The internet.
Yeah, it has
for
to.
books.
Yeah, it has to be very open. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And since we're putting everything on top of the internet, like TV, radio, everything will be on top of the internet. All newspapers are on top of the internet. If we want to be able to communicate and have an open society, that means that the means of communication has to be open.
Yeah.
So
Right.
The internet is the way we communicate, do our bank business, study, apply for work, and basically do everything we do in daily life today.
Yeah.
So if you're taking away our ability to use the internet, you're taking away all of these fundamental rights which we exercise through the net. Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom to assemble, freedom to communicate. It's not a matter of should it be free or open. I'm saying if it's not free and open, we are losing our fundamental rights that we've had for centuries, and that's not acceptable.
Yeah. So that's all. And can I remix your book, Peter?
no, you're not allowed to do that. So hopefully you do.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Rick and Peter.
Thanks.
Thank you.